Hey guys, welcome to Craving for Baking. Today I'm going to show you one of the most easiest recipes ever, and this is for shortbread cookies. And I've already made this recipe before, but this one is just so easy and really cool to make, and it tastes delicious. So this only has 3 ingredients: butter, sugar and flour, and it's so simple. So let's get right into this so we can make these delicious shortbread cookies. Oh my god. So we're going to start by adding our butter into the bowl, and this should be a relatively large bowl since we're going to be adding like everything into there. You need to make sure that your butter is softened, and I left my butter inside of the microwave for a bit too long, that's why it's kind of half melted, but it's okay as long as it mixes well. So now I'm also going to add in my sugar, and you can use caster, but I had granulated sugar so I used that here. It really doesn't matter, but don't use icing sugar for this because there's a certain texture you want in this. So make sure you either use granulated or caster sugar. Then we're just going to mix that up together until it becomes really nice, fluffy and light and creamy and everything that this should be, which is a really cool mixture. Then we're going to add in our flour, and this is plain flour, and we're just going to mix that in until it's nice and combined with the butter and sugar, and until you can see no white spots of flour. You want to make sure everything is nice and incorporated and well and fully mixed in. So as you can see, I turned to a spatula just because it was easier to mix than with a whisk. Now I've emptied it out onto a mat or board to roll this dough out so that it can come together well, and that we can roll it out and cut out our shapes. So once we've rolled it out really nicely, then we're going to make sure that everything is all nice and combined and it's not flaky anymore. Then we're going to put it inside some cling film, and then we're going to put that into the freezer for about 5 minutes. Once it's out of the freezer and it's nice and firm, we're going to take it out of the plastic wrap, put it onto our board again, and then we're going to roll it out until it's nice and as thin as you want it. I made mine a bit thicker than a normal one would be. Now here are a few cookie cutters, and I'm going to be using the second largest. And now we're just going to roll out our cookie dough until it's the right thickness that you'd want, and then we can cut these out and put them in the oven. And this is why this recipe is so easy. It's like nothing compared to all the other recipes that you'd make if you baked a lot. So here my dough is rolled out fully, and now I'm going to cut it out, and I'm using this frilly cookie cutter so it cuts out with these little frills, but you can obviously just use a plain round cookie cutter. And now we're going to place all our cut out cookie dough shapes onto the baking tray lined with baking paper or foil if you can't find any baking paper. And then we're going to prick it with a fork just to let the steam out while it's baking, so it doesn't spread at all and doesn't have a soggy bottom or anything like that. And we're going to make sure we add a good amount of pricks in it so that it lets out all its steam. And now for the good part, the fun part, where you get to get your hands a bit messy with sugar. We're going to pour some sugar into our hands, and we're going to sprinkle that all over all of the cookie dough cutouts, and we're going to make sure that it's got a nice amount of sugar on it so that when it bakes and when it comes out, you've got a nice layer, well not layer, a nice sprinkle of sugar on that cookie, and then when you bite into it, you just get an extra crunch, which is perfect. So then we're going to do that to all of our cookies, and then we're going to put it into the oven at 170 degrees Celsius for about 10 to 15 minutes, or until you can see that your shortbread cookies have golden around the edges. And you need to make sure that they don't colour a lot. You just want to make sure that it's brown at the bottom. And when you open it, when you bite into it, it's so nice and chewy, flaky, it melts in your mouth. It's delicious. Oh my god, I love these cookies so much. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you give this recipe a try. It was so easy, and I'll see you next time. Bye!